Hi, I'm Becky Dietz. Welcome to Coffee with Becky. We've been looking at Matthew 1, and there's something I saw that just made me think about the times when I've gone, God, won't you hurry up? Do something. There have been a lot of times like that in my life, but this stuck out to me as I read Matthew 1:17. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations, and from David until the captivity in Babylon are 14 generations, and from the captivity in Babylon until the Christ are 14 generations. Why 14 generations? Well, 7 is the number of perfection and completion, and 2 times 7 is just double the perfection and completion. And that's because it's Jesus Christ, right? But the number of generations from Abraham to David are 14. From David to captivity are 14. Captivity to Jesus are 14 years. God wasn't in a hurry, was he? And this was the plan that involved his son. You would think that God would have sped up the process. He could have done it in 7 generations and skipped a whole bunch of these stories, right? He could have just revealed himself and been done with the process. But God isn't just long-suffering and merciful. He is great. He is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. He has a good plan. And this was the plan of his son, but he wanted to reveal himself to every generation. And he did. You know, I think about Moses. Remember when he killed the Egyptian and fled to the wilderness, and there he married Jethro's daughter and became a shepherd for Jethro, his father-in-law. And it was 40 years before God revealed himself in the burning bush. He had been in the wilderness 40 years. Then he went to Egypt to lead the Israelites out. And when they got to the wilderness, they sinned against God. And God said, you will wander in this wilderness for 40 years. So Moses was in the first wilderness 40 years and in the second wilderness 40 years. So God seems to like symmetry, doesn't he? Or organized plan at least, but he's also very into numbers and the symmetry of those numbers. What has God done in your life? I met with some friends last night and we were talking about the last 7 years of our lives. God has us in this quiet little community that is not in a hurry. It's not like the hustle and bustle of Dallas or New York City, even though people are busy everywhere, but it's still a quiet community. God has had us here for 7 years, and I am not the same person I was 7 years ago. God has developed me. He's changed me. He's revealed himself to me. The thing I've learned through the years is that God is not as concerned with our circumstances as he is with our character development. He's working something out in us and through us. He wants to change our circumstances through us. So what's God doing in your life? Look back at the past 7 years. What has God developed in you? You know, 7 years ago, this So You're a Pastor's Wife Facebook page was just a dream. And God developed it over the past 7 years. God has implemented so many things in my life in the last 7 years. He's given me teachings that I now teach that I began learning in the past 7 years. So God is not concerned about our timetable, is he? I know I've been in that place where I've begged God, please just move, do something. I need to see you at work. I want out. And you may be having some of those same feelings right now. But God has a good plan. I think the better question we can ask God is, how can I come in agreement with you? You obviously have a good plan. You're working something out where I am, my circumstances, and you're working something out in me. How can I agree with you for this? What are you doing that I can come in agreement with? Ask God those questions. Look back at the past 7 years and just see what God's done in your life. You may have walked through some very hard things, some very disheartening things, but God is at work and He has a good plan. He wants to reveal Himself. He wants to uncover things in you, and He wants to change your circumstances through you. Come in agreement with God. And look at the timetable that He had, even for His Son. He wasn't in a hurry. He's not in a hurry with you. He's doing a good work in a timely manner. God bless you as you think on these things, and turn to Him this week and say, what are you doing that I can come in agreement with? God bless you.